Coach Rage, what can you tell me about Luis, man?
What can I tell you about Toro? This is an exciting time for him. He's been training for a while, but the past 6-7 months he's been really committed to his training. He's changing his body composition, so he's used to fighting a couple weight classes higher, and he hits a couple weight classes higher.
Nice.
So this is going to be fun for him.
That's funny because I was asking him about, being a grappler. He says he's originally a grappler. I feel like a lot of them have a lot of strength when they learn how to properly strike.
Sure. But I object to that classification. He is a very good grappler.
Gotcha.
And he's a great striker.
I love it. Ladies and gentlemen of Knucklehead Nation, Luis Humberto Toro Moreno.
Like what you said it
Moreno.
though, man. It's good.
Ya tú sabes, bro. How are you doing? How are you
Good,
doing?
man.
Hey, Luis, you're out here in Black House, man, getting it in. It's awesome to meet you. You're under Coach Rage's, Engage Your Rage
Yes, sir.
division. Kind of tell me a little bit about who Luis Moreno is in a nutshell.
In a nutshell, I like to fight, man. I've been wanting to do this since I was maybe 13 years old, and it's finally happening. You know what I mean? I'm finally here, finally doing what I wanted to do all this time, and with the right people, man. Like you said, Rage. Me and Rage been working for the past maybe 6 months, and I've been training for 10 years.
Wow. Okay.
Jiu-jitsu, you know what I mean? Striking maybe a couple years in between, 5. I have not made as much progress as I have with this man right here.
Very nice.
So I feel ready to go. I just want to fight, man. I'm looking for a fight right now. Yeah.
Well, jiu-jitsu, striking, which one do you like better? Because as a kickboxing promoter, I always like to hear it.
My base is always going to be jiu-jitsu.
I see.
Always going to be jiu-jitsu. But start on your feet, man. The fight starts on your feet, and I lately, these past 6 months, man, I've been the hands have been touching. So
are you starting to kind of fall in love with the striking aspect of the sport,
man? I've never had a problem getting hit.
Yeah.
You don't want to get hit, but it's not a problem for me. If I got to take one to give 2, it's done.
For sure, Luis. One thing I notice about grapplers is, when they do get into the striking, they tend to have heavy hands. Would you say you're kind of one of those guys?
I'm gonna give you a wink on that one.
Luis, this is obviously not the easiest, profession to get into. Why is it that you chose to fight in your life? Why?
Man, it goes back to school, man. Like school, I don't feel like I learned. You learn it, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but after a while, it becomes like, why am I learning this? Striking, MMA, martial arts. It feels like there's a bigger purpose, you know what I mean? And I love to learn, man. I'm a student. I love to be a student. I teach too, but I love to be a student of the game. Constantly learning, constantly building your game, and it's made me a better all-around person. Not only as a fighter, but man, father, husband. I do it all. It's leveled me up significantly.
Now, are you competing currently in MMA? Are you doing striking, jiu-jitsu tournaments? What is it that
I've done a couple tournaments lately, and but right now I'm just looking forward to getting into MMA.
Gotcha.
MMA, kickboxing. I have a couple kickboxing fights too.
I like to hear that. I like to hear that. Yeah.
That pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, I guess. You know what I mean? That's what I want to get into.
For sure. So the trajectory is MMA, but you're open to kickboxing and other stuff.
Fight, man. Kickboxing, striking, whatever.
You just want to fight. You're the Toro, man. The Toro just wants to fight.
Coach, put me in the ring, man. Put me in, man. Let's go.
And why the Toro? Why the Toro?
It goes back, man. This is the name I got as a kid. You know what I mean?
I see.
There's a couple reasons. When I was younger, we used to play. That was a little rancherito, you know what I mean? So I used to ride horses and stuff, and one day we went to the ranch and the animals were out, you know what I mean? And I'm sitting there playing, but I remember there was like a little bull that used to be I used to see it in the corrals, you know what I mean? But then one day it was out. I didn't think much of it, but then like one day I'm playing and then I look up and it's looking at me. All right, whatever. And then all of a sudden, like 6 years old, you don't know what's happening. It just starts charging at me, and I'm just like, okay. So, long story short, my dad sees it, pulls me out of the way, and like all of a sudden, I see the bull coming, and and then I just go flying. You know what I mean? But yeah, ever since that day, my dad's like, nah, Torito now, man. After that, putting me through that, you're Torito now. So ever since then, man, ever since that close encounter with the bull, I just kind of embraced it.
Well, it sounds like instinctually. I mean, you were just standing in the way. You were not scared.
Man, well, as a kid, right? I think back on that day too, and I'm just like, why didn't I move, man? Why weren't you moving, man? I believe firmly there's no coincidences, man. Stuff happens, and I just embraced it, man.
For sure.
That Toro mentality. All gas, no brakes, man. Let's go.
Sure, man. I love that. I love that. So, we're a kickboxing promotion, and that's kind of why we're out here. We've spoken to Rage, and, he's high on you and the rest of his guys very much. He kind of teaches you guys this engage your rage thing where he wants you guys to finish the fight. How do you think that's kind of affected your training? You mentioned in the last 6 months you've leveled up. Kind of tell me about that.
Well, it's crazy because it goes beyond fighting. You know what I mean? This engage your rage aspect of it, it's more than fighting, man. It's mental, it's emotional, it's lifelike. You know what I mean? It goes hand in hand with everything. You go through life, you go through work, you go through the motions. You know what I mean? But here in that cage, man, you can let it all free, man. And that rage, it's crazy because like I said, I'm really reserved. I like to keep it under wraps, man. But over here, over the past 6 months, like I know he's seen it, but I've been seeing it in myself. Like, the rage comes out, man. You see, the craziest thing is when you train and you don't remember. You're just flowing.
Wow.
You're just going. You know what I mean? You can't remember when you landed. You look at your videos, you're like, oh man, I landed good right there. I landed good. It kept going. You know what I mean? The rage is just, it's in everybody. It's in everybody. It's in you too, looking right now. You know what I mean? So there's no better place to let all your anger, emotions, whatever it is you have in a cage where no one can get mad at you or get you in trouble. You know what I mean?
For sure. Toro, man, very fascinating. You mentioned you were on the ranch, man. Kind of where did you grow up? Tell me a little bit about where you're from.
Man, it's crazy. It was in San Pedro that there used to be horses and stuff in this one spot. Me and my dad used to take me, and he knew the guy who had the ranch and everything, and we used to go there. And then after that, my upbringing was very around animals and stuff. And as I got older, sports started happening, time took away from it. But that mentality, man, and also, man, that Mexican, I grew up watching Mexican fighters, dude.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right.
As a kid, you see, you find out, hey, I'm Mexican, I know what this is, but then you see the fight, you got something to live up to. You got something to bring to the table now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You got something to live up to, but I want to live up to it. You know what I mean? It's not pressure to me. It's in me already. You know what I mean? I feel like it's just in me, and fighting, everything in life, fighting was the only thing that came natural.
I love that, man.
No problem learning it. No problem doing the dirty work, whatever has to be done, man. Fighting was just, let's go.
So Mexican American young man from San Pedro, represented San Pedro. I love it, man. I actually live there right now, so big shout out to San Pedro.
Right.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Toro, man. Absolutely fascinating. Where can people follow you on social media, and shout out anyone you want to shout out before I let you get back to training?
On social media, Instagram probably be best. You can follow the journey. All the updates. It's Toro Jitsu. It's TORO_JITSU. And yeah, man, that's where you can follow the journey. See me going. I want to shout out my wife, Oralia Rubio. I love you, baby. I love my kids, Kane, Angel. I love you guys, and we're gonna make it far, man. We're gonna be champions.
I love it.
On my team, on my mama, on everybody, we're gonna be champions, man. Higher division.
I love it, brother. Thank you for your time, man.
Thank you so much.